from the internet, it's the BTB Internet Talk Show. Special guests, Pandemonium, Dean Martin. If you've got the internet, you get a talk show. Here's your host, Mr. BTB himself, Scott Curtis.
Ho, hey, hi, it's me, Scott. This is the BTB Internet Talk Show, and I've just realized that the intro music goes a little long. I'm going to have to trim that because it says, here's your host, Scott Curtis, and then it goes, and just a little bit too long. So I'm going to cut that. We're going to make it better. Everything's going to work out great. I am stoked to be here. I'm all hopped up. I am happy to be alive. It's just, I'm ecstatic. I've got my wife had a root canal, and that means everything's going to be better for her. I have been working on stuff. I can't tell you how happy I am, and I am super excited to have a group of white gentlemen that are probably the best white gentlemen I know that I've met today, and let's just get to it. Let's get these people up here. First, we've got my close personal friend Bob Jorgensen. Bob, how are you?
Doing well, man. Doing well.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself, Bob, since we've just met today?
Yeah. I'm basically the voice of comedy in America. 47-year-old white guy. Exactly what the world wants to hear. Yeah, my innermost thoughts. Right here, Lincoln, Nebraska.
All right.
So that's where I'm at. Where the comedy mecca that is Lincoln, Nebraska.
Is that the crossroads of America?
It's pretty much like right in the center of the country.
Yeah.
If you look at the map. Yeah. I
don't
know if it's like the crossroads. I always think of more of like the armpit.
Yeah.
It's just like where stuff just collects and festers for a while.
Mm-hmm. Mishawaka, Indiana is kind of like that too. Well, thanks, Bob. I can't tell you how excited I am to bring up this next guest. He was on a previous edition of the Behind the Bits or the BTB Internet Talk Show, and he had a lot of problems, and now he is like 1080p, baby. It's PJ Keen.
Hey, I am so happy to be here. I still have a lot of problems, just not, my technology's gotten a little bit better.
My grandson wants to say hi. Hi. Hi, buddy. I love you. Sorry. Grandson wins over everything. PJ, I am so glad that you got the new phone, you got the internet going, you're clear as day. You're actually not a bad looking guy, so it's nice to see that.
Oh man, I needed that today. Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
All right, I'm a comic from the Boston area. I hail from Massachusetts.
Oh, you froze.
No.
Just kidding.
Kill you.
So mean. So mean.
All right. I'm still trying to find my voice, but I'm working relentlessly at it. I'm a stay-at-home dad. My wife works, so if I'm not trying to wrangle my kid, get him out of trouble, I'm either writing or rehearsing or doing like Zoom stuff. But I'm grateful to be here, man. Thank you for having me.
So you've done some tattoo art in the past, correct?
Matter of fact, I was a tattoo artist for 15 years before I got into comedy, and then tragedy struck and I went blind in this eye, and I couldn't keep up with it anymore. But I thought that's what I was going to do for the rest of my life. But then I needed a new career. I couldn't just not have a career. So comedy is the only other thing I've wanted to do. Here I am. Now you all have to deal with it.
Well, thanks for that intro. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad the internet works. I'm going to bring up a close personal friend of mine, and I'm saying this for real this time. It's Steve Freeto. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Scott.
So I want everybody to know that Steve has a perpetual invite to the show, so he can pop in whenever he wants, and that's why I've cut it down to 3 regular people, so Steve can come in and just say whatever's on his mind. And Steve, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, like I don't know?
Sure. So this must be the perk that I got for joining Patreon, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, I'm basically here to pimp everything behind the bits and everything you do, just so I can keep getting these invites on the show because I got nowhere else to go. You're like, if you're available on a Thursday night, what the hell else am I going to do, Scott? Coming on the show.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned Patreon. I just put the Patreon link in the comments, folks. So if you want to shoot me anywhere from $2 to $10 a month, that will help defray the cost to do all this stuff. My name's Scott Curtis. Dean Martin will be on later.
Yeah, I looked for your OnlyFans and I couldn't find it, so that must be in process.
Well, it's under a different name.
Okay. Yeah. Steve Freeto. So I do improv for 13, 14 years. GoProv is what we're called. We're doing a lot of Zoom work right now, and it's awesome. I wrote a little improv book that it's currently being edited by a few folks and self-publishing that. And I drank some ginger tea today. It's about it.
Fantastical. I'm drinking Founder Centennial IPA because I finished off the last of my zombie dust. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Way to represent the tri-state area in beers.
Who's Bob Kirk? He says hi. Do you guys know Bob?
Yeah, Bob's from the Right 10 group.
Yep,
Oh, hey, Bob.
I've heard of him.
Great to see you. So I'm going to bring our last guest up, and this is a guy that I met today. I talked to him a little bit sooner than I did Bob. It's my other close personal friend, Jody Carter. Jody, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
PJ snapping.
I'm doing the respectful clap.
Is this a poetry jam? Is this poetry slam?
I just think he's having an episode.
Maybe because I wrote a rap this morning or something. I don't know.
All right.
And it was actually pretty good.
So tell me about yourself, Jody. I want to hear all about you.
I'm based in Charleston. I've been doing stand-up for about 6 years. I done a good bit of improv before that. Been out of work for a year with a workplace injury, so I figured might as well just concentrate on the comedy while I was out. I like old cars and motorcycles. What was that, Scott?
I gave you some golf claps for the workplace injury.
I'm just happy you wore a shirt with a collar today, Jody. That's very, very classy of you, uncharacteristic.
So Jody, when we talked earlier, I found out you're a motorcycle rider, right?
Yep.
So I wanted to talk to you guys about this. I started kayaking with my wife. We got kayaks earlier this year. And I know motorcycle folks, they have the universal wave, which is kind of, I have to do it up, but it's actually down. It's like, yo, I see you're riding a motorcycle, and that's really cool. And I thought maybe kayakers had the same thing, but I didn't know what it was. So we're out, and first thing I did is I just took my paddle and I went like that. So it's just like a nod. It's like, hey, I know you're here, and nobody responded because there's other kayakers out there. So then I did a double, boom, boom, and nothing. So I thought, okay, I got to step it up. So I just started twirling it over my head. I did the boom, boom. People are looking at me like I'm weird. So I slapped it in the water a few times. And then this dude passes me and says, hi. And I'm like, oh, holy cow, we can talk. You can talk in kayaking and people can hear you. So that I thought that was pretty cool. So I don't have to do any of that wave. I don't have to do any of that stuff.
Just say hi.
Yeah.
Communication. All the new kids are doing it.
That's a little bit I wrote yesterday, and I performed for the first time last night. And I don't care if you don't like it. I like it.
Did the ducks like it? That's what I want to hear. Did it play well on water?
The herons love it. The herons love it, and I think the hawks love it. The geese just attack us. I don't know why.
Yeah, do you see any swans out when you're kayaking?
Yes, we've seen a couple on Bago.
Do they think you're the biggest white thing out there? They all flock around you like, are you my daddy?
Yes. Okay. They all come to me. Yeah. Well, I am super stoked that you guys are here because I've got somebody else here with me, and I got to tell you a little story. So everybody thought Dean Martin died in 1995. Well, guess what? He didn't. They froze him. They froze him until they could cure that lung cancer. And we don't have a cure for everybody else's lung cancer, but we got a cure for Dean Martin's. And Dean Martin's here tonight, and he's got some stuff to say to y'all. So without any further ado, let's bring on Dean Martin.
Yeah, there we go.
Did Dean Martin ever wear a hat? I mean, the guy had perfect hair.
In Ocean's 11, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah,
Dean
I wore
Martin
a
was so
hat. It's me,
masculine, he
Dean
made
Martin.
everybody
Hey,
else come
how
out
you
of the closet.
doing? Oh man, it's great to be back with a bunch of white people and no women. Holy cow, this is fantastic. So I'm going to switch things up a little bit. You know, I have these dinner parties. Patrick Fowler says hi. Jody and PJ split fire this morning. Spitfire. Okay, excellent. That's that Right 10 Club stuff. I'm going to start moving people around because of that. There we go. Hey, I'm Dean Martin. So I'm going to switch things up a little bit. Hopefully you guys all know who I am. I'm Dean Martin. I'm Dean Martin. Yes, I am. I'm not an imposter. I was frozen. Yes, I am. So if you know who I am, what would you guys ask Dean Martin if you got to see him live like you are seeing him today? Jody, what do you want to know from Dean Martin? I'm Dean Martin, by the way. Hi.
Of all the women you were with, which one was the craziest?
Oh man, it was Sue from Fresno. She, not a famous lady. She was nutty. She was totally nutty. And the whole thing is this is when I was with Jerry, you know, Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, you know, and I totally know she was just going through me to get to him. I mean, she had one leg and one eyebrow, but she was nuts. It was great.
Been there.
Steve, I bet you got some questions for the old Dino. Hey, it's me, Dean Martin.
Hi, Dean Martin. It is definitely an honor to be in your presence again.
I know.
I have a couple questions, but my first one really is about Sammy Davis Jr. Did he
Love
do
that
any?
guy.
Yeah. Did he have any party tricks with the glass eye or anything that you could share?
Oh yeah, that son of a bitch could pop that baby out without even touching it. He could shoot that mother across the room and land it in Frank Sinatra's Martini. He could make it spin around like a top. I'm Dean Martin.
Like a ping pong ball.
You know how he lost that eye, don't you?
No.
Car accident.
Oh. A work-related injury, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Jody.
That's good.
Filming Cannonball Run.
So, Bob, I've given you a little bit of time to formulate a question. It's me, Dean Martin. I'm here. I was frozen. I'm not frozen anymore. It's not Scott. It's me, Dean.
No.
What would you ask me if you were in a room with me, in a virtual room, maybe?
First off, I think after being in just cryostasis, I think you look pretty damn good.
Thank you.
For basically a desiccated husk. I think my question for you would be how many Guatemalan teenagers had to die to keep you supplied with fresh livers over the years?
We didn't get them from Guatemala. They all came from Singapore.
Wikipedia. I was just trying to do my research.
Yeah, it was a Singapore thing, and I only replaced 4 times in the last 10 years. I was supposedly alive. Yeah. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Jerry Lewis was an asshole. Hey, PJ, it's me, Dean Martin. How you doing?
What's up, buddy?
Oh, you're a lot better when you're not frozen.
Oh, you too.
And me too. Thank you. I'm glad you noticed. It's me, Dean Martin.
Hat this time too, as opposed to you covering up all that weird black hair you had before, and I dig the hat.
I lost the hair when they froze me. It just didn't stick around. I don't know why.
I feel you.
So what do you want to talk about? What would you ask the old Dino?
I don't want to let jump on the bandwagon with the Sammy questions, but did Sammy really get as much tail as we all expected him to get, like when you guys were on the road?
Yes, actually,
I knew it. Thank you.
Actually, the old Cockerino could actually pop out quicker than his eye.
Attaboy.
The guy
had a feeling.
Oh,
the guy was a tripod. It was just amazing.
That's probably how he poked his eye out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And he was very good at what he did. Not only singing, but the old and I'm not a cuck, but I like to watch.
That boy.
Yeah.
You know what? Props for being that the bigger, smaller man. The smaller, bigger man.
Yeah, I feel like he learned more from me than I learned from him.
Wow.
Bold
Do you have real footage of that?
Yeah.
I like it.
It's on Super 8.
Yeah, I got it on Betamax.
Super 8, yeah.
So Dino's getting warmed up here. I'm glad you asked me some questions. I've been out of the loop for a while, and I don't understand what's going on with social media and stuff. I just wanted to ask you guys in general, hey, what's up with husbands and wives sharing Facebook accounts?
Are we going around, or can anybody just shout something out?
Just shoot me. Just shoot it at me.
They got caught cheating.
Oh.
That's why they're sharing Facebook accounts.
Okay.
And the wife doesn't trust them to have their own password.
I've actually seen it go into the Instagram and the Twitter too. It's crazy.
Oh, all up in the Twitter.
Yeah, I've seen people who will have separate bank accounts, but a shared Facebook account.
Oh.
So it's like, keep your hands off my money, right? But I'll go ahead and I'll start posting a bunch of right-wing trash on your joint site.
I was just going to say, do you think they all vote red?
I think they have to. I think that's the only way you get that designation. You can only share account if like the wife subjugates herself in that relationship.
That's a very good point, though.
Yeah, and those are all red state people.
I thought it was an indication that they were swingers, so I've been sliding into all of their DMs that way.
Opportunist. An opportunist at its best. I love it.
Well, if they got
consent,
they got to have the same Facebook account. Do they have the same Tinder account?
Yeah, probably.
Probably. So, like you talked about
fucking
earlier, you're gonna have to get familiar with that.
Hey, let's talk about that. I'm glad you mentioned that, Jody. I haven't had the opportunity to download Tinder onto my rotary phone, but I hear that's the dating app, but how do you take a selfie? I mean, come on. My face never seems to get in the camera right because my head's so big. I mean, is there a way to take a selfie where you don't look like an idiot?
No.
You have to be a beautiful looking woman.
The best way to do it is just to take a little can of paint and just paint abs on yourself. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. Just paint some 6-packs on there and just and then you just do a little down angle. Maybe just spray some water on yourself so you're kind of glistening. This is I've heard.
Telling for a friend.
I just hold up a picture of Dean Martin in front of my face and take the picture.
Poke the eyes out.
I know that works.
Yeah, you can also have a pet in the picture. I think I'm not sure what Dean Martin's into, but the ladies love pets, so maybe that would be helpful. Get a dog or a cat.
Oh.
Or a guitar.
Or a guitar, yeah.
Okay. I don't need a guitar. You hear how I sing.
However tall you are, just say you're over 6'1".
Oh.
Yeah.
That'll get you far on Tinder.
Fantastic.
That's how Scott Curtis comes back into the scene. Anytime you talk about height, it's got to be like, hey, he's tall. I've seen him. The guy's nuts.
Where's Scott at? Dean, where do you know how tall Scott is? Your old friend Scott?
Oh, I got to tell you. So he told me he was 6'5", and then he got measured, and apparently the age is catching up with him because now he's 6'4.5".
You got an inch and a half on me, buddy. Yeah. Probably more ways than one, but
I was just gonna say that's not the only thing that shrunk.
Comics, you know what I mean.
It's only the really tall people and the really short people that add that half an inch into their measurement.
Yeah. I went so far as I'm 5'9"3/4. Thank you very much.
5 inches and 3/4.
5'9", 3/4.
I could be the same height as anybody if we're laying down, so it doesn't matter.
No doubt.
Depends if you're wearing heels.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing that makes that not right is the whole 69 thing. I mean, at my height, I mean, it's difficult. Or at Scott's height.
Scott's height. Okay.
At Scott's height. Yeah.
Sorry, got out of character there for a minute. Sorry.
I think I'd rather picture Dean Martin 69 and Scott. That's what's in my head.
Hey, mine too, buddy.
Thanks for that picture.
Yeah.
I'm Dean Martin.
Now I'm going to go into cryostasis.
Yes.
Hey, so speaking about being tall, since PJ seems to be the next tallest guy in the room, hey, what's the deal with clothing?
Sounds like Seinfeld.
Oh my God. You know what you do? You get a grandmother that can sew. Or a mother that can sew, and I just buy pants that are too long and too big for me, and then just whoosh, have them shrink her down. That's the
fantastic, because Scott would really like to get like a Jesus and Mary chain shirt that doesn't show his belly button.
Oh, then you want a thick T-shirt.
Yeah.
Thick. The thicker the T-shirt, I double up on T-shirts sometimes, and y'all wouldn't even know. I may look skinny, but I got it in weird places. Like you know what I mean? Like it only comes in like my neck and my
Yeah, you got it in weird places.
27 T-shirts on. That's all.
If you buy a thick T-shirt, you're gonna look good, brother.
PJ is an actual marsupial. He's got like a pouch down there.
Yeah, but I told you that in confidence.
Stores his lunch.
Hey, I don't want to interrupt you guys talking over this talk show, but Dean Martin has a special friend in the name of Garrett Elzinga. He's from Michigan, and he's releasing a new album tomorrow. But tonight, directly after this show on YouTube, he is actually doing a warm-up to the album to show you a little bit about what's on it. And I've posted that link in the comments. So, folks, if you just follow that and hit the reminder thing, that'll pop up right after this one. Garrett's a fantastic comic, and he's quitting Facebook after tonight. So this is the last you'll see of him. I'm Dean Martin. Hey, so just to keep the conversation going, hey, you guys really did a lot of shit with beer while I was dead. I'm frozen. Do you guys like beer?
Oh yeah,
I've heard of it.
Yeah. So anybody into those dark beers, the stouts?
No.
Good.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Okay.
Porter.
I don't want to. I want
I
to chew the shit going down. If I want soup, I'll buy a can of Chunky Cheeses.
Uh-huh.
Can I tell a story that I have absolutely no idea if it's true or not?
I do it all the time.
Super quick. Okay. I heard that captains on ships had the when they were coming from India with their pale ales and their IPAs, they had the porters make their malt, whatever the heck they called it back then, mead, I think.
Yeah.
And so if the batch went bad, if it went too far past the fermentation period, it got drank by the porters instead of the captain. And so the porters would on purpose let it ferment more, get a higher alcohol content, and then they would get their own free beer. And that's the legend that I have absolutely no idea if it's true or not. I'm just going on it because I like this story, and I was told it where porters came from.
Hey, you know what, PJ? I think that's true because at one point on the Dean Martin roast, Don Rickles went on and on about that shit.
Anything Don Rickles says is law.
Yeah.
When that dude was not on stage, all he was talking about was people out at sea drinking beer. I mean, that's the only thing he liked. That was his hobby.
I think Don Rickles also liked the poop deck. There was something about his career in the poop deck. Look it up. It may not be true, but I heard a story about something about
He's
Don
the
Rickles.
world's greatest maritime insult comic.
Yeah, it may not be true, but I still want to read it.
He'll roast you.
I think you're actually talking about that girl's dad. Danny Thomas.
Oh, Batgirl's dad. No, we're not
Batgirl. Marlo Thomas's dad. If you're talking about poop deck, I think you may be. There's some stories. If you listen to the Gilbert Gottfried podcast, you'll be totally in it.
Wasn't that Bob Keane from Hogan's Heroes?
Well, no, he just liked underage people.
Oh.
Oh.
I wish my internet was free.
Okay, then.
Hey, Chris Wright's watching. Hey, Chris, I hope you're doing well, you Scottish motherfucker.
Yes! My internet connection is the real winner tonight. This has been a long time coming. I don't think you guys understand. For me and Scott, this has been months in the making just to have a conversation on this show. So I'm like super happy about it.
They almost split up over it.
Hey.
We almost. Hey, no. We work things out.
Yeah, you guys are all right. Hey, Garrett Elzinga, who is Scott's close personal friend, just said ha ha ha, and I just posted his link again because that son of a bitch needs you to buy his albums, and he's leaving Facebook.
Leave a link.
Yeah.
I just want to commend Dean on not being able to take a selfie, but he can post a link.
Scott taught me well. It's me, Dean Martin. How you doing? So I'm still Dean Martin, and
Yep.
you know. Oh, Garrett says, thanks, you guys. It's me, Dean Martin. Hey, thanks, Garrett. I hope that beard's doing good.
Wait, is he married?
No, but he's the best host that Dr. Grin's ever had. Don't tell Stu.
Grand Rapids, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Of course,
So
he's
Dean
not
just
married. It's only his name on the Facebook account.
Yeah.
Nice callback.
Well done. Somebody asked Dean Martin a question.
Yeah, let's switch it up.
Okay, Dean. We know that you used to send Jerry Lewis into the comic book stores to buy comic books for you because you were too embarrassed. What's your favorite comic book?
Oh, I got to tell you, first I got to tell you, Scott Curtis has only owned 2 comic books in his life, and he didn't even read them. And he thinks comic book movies are stupid, and also hates Star Wars. So Scott's just a stupid son of a bitch. He doesn't get into what other people get into. But the comic book that I sent Jerry Lewis in for was actually the Doctor Who comic book. I was a big Doctor Who fan, and I'm Dean Martin, and I've got Doctor Who #1 through whatever the last one was because of Jerry Lewis, and he's dead now, but I'm back alive. Hey, thanks for that question, Jody.
Appreciative.
You just lost points when you said you hated Star Wars.
No, that's Scott. That son of a bitch doesn't like anything.
Well, then he lost points.
Yeah, that dude only watches Apocalypse Now and Cool Hand Luke. That's the only thing that's on his thing.
It's a great movie.
So Bob Kirk just said, "What about Joey Bishop?" Well, that son of a bitch is dead too, so we don't worry about him.
See a pattern here.
Him and Frank.
All those stupid rat packers didn't freeze themselves like me.
So,
What do you think
Dean Martin,
sorry.
No, I was just going to ask Dean Martin, what happened from the time that you were allegedly dead till now? Just nothing, the frozen void, or is there like a holding period or a place to go?
For some reason, I dreamed a lot about Liza Minnelli.
Who doesn't?
Not even sexual dreams. It was like bowling. It was I don't know where it all came from, but it was pretty much Liza Minnelli dreams. Bowling. She got a spare. I got a strike. I got her gutter ball, and she bought drinks. That's all I can remember.
It sounds like The Big Lebowski.
Yeah. Is that a movie I should watch?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Dean, you'd
should
love
watch
it.
Does the popular Americana rock group Sons of Bill appear in the soundtrack of Big Lebowski?
That's a very good question.
No. Kenny Rogers, the fucking Eagles, which we hate.
The fucking Eagles, man.
Hate the fucking Eagles.
Fuck the Eagles. Hey, Garrett says the Dean Martin impression is amazing. Well, that's the joke's on you, buddy. I am Dean Martin.
Damn right.
Hey, that Freeto dude touched on something that Dean Martin's been thinking about. Hey, Led Zeppelin wasn't all that great.
Wow. Shit on Star Wars, comic books, and Led Zeppelin.
Oh.
Kashmir was okay.
Hey, when that P. Diddy did Kashmir, that was better. I've watched the old Saturday Night Lives.
Nice.
You're gonna campaign for him, Dean?
You people are so young.
Are you all verklempt? Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic.
Hey, Micah just chimed in to say hi to all my Right 10 peeps and Steve. And PJ got internet. Oh, yeah. Got to go back to my mic. See you later, Micah.
We love you, Micah.
We love Micah.
You know your internet connection was bad when people roasted you.
Oh, this has been a long-running joke for Over a month? Weeks? Definitely a while.
Oh yeah, Scott was going to do a telethon for you.
Yes.
It's true. But I
teared up. All I could do was send 3 little heart emojis, like, oh, thank you.
Ironically, it was the Jerry Lewis telethon. So.
Yeah, because I see the connection there. I get it.
Oh, Micah says she loves all of you. You don't even know us. Stop it.
No, she does love me. She professed it.
Yeah,
it's true.
I tried to send money to PJ's Patreon, but it ended up going to his OnlyFans, and I'm scarred for life.
I worked really hard on that, man. Like, why you gotta
work harder?
I tell you one thing, Dean Martin loves that satin sheet. That's a nice sheet.
That's my green screen.
Excellent. That's a forest green, or is that a Kelly green? No, that's a forest green. Yeah.
It's a question for another person.
Dean's got one more question for you guys, and just shout this shit out. I'm not calling on people anymore because I've been drinking. I've been drinking an IPA, and I'm getting loopy. If you guys had a biograph, oh man, I like that.
Oh Jesus,
get it.
Hey, we all shop at the dollar store.
I know. I'm not cheap at all.
Hey,
what
guys,
were you saying? I'm so sorry to interrupt you with my thriftiness.
Dean appreciates the thriftiness. Dean had to really cut back to afford the cryogenic thing, so Dean understands. And Dean likes to refer to himself in the third person since he's been unfrozen.
Yeah, I bet. I would.
Yeah. So just shout this out, guys. If somebody was to make a biographical movie about you, who would you want to play you if you couldn't play you? It's me, Dean Martin.
John Cusack.
Who said that? All right.
I can see it.
Or Chester Bennington.
I get that. I do get that, but it's usually from more ethnically diverse people.
I'm going to go with Keanu Reeves 15 years from now.
Yeah.
Yes. They are. There's a scene in the new Bill and Ted where they're old, and Jody, you kind of look like it. So yeah, you're right.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Hey, we all know Keanu's going to look just the same 15 years from now.
That's true.
He's rough in that one.
He's a Dick Clark. He's going to look great, and then he's just going to die.
For me, it's got to be John Oliver because we pretty much look exactly like, and I want him to keep the accent. He can't do an American accent. So he's got to play me with his regular accent.
I'm going to say Michael Richards pre-stand-up.
Oh my God, with blonde hair. I see it. I totally see it. I love it.
But before he dropped the N-word in his stand-up set.
Yeah, before that, obviously. But I mean, we're just being shallow. We're just being surface physicalities at this point. Dean Martin.
Sup?
Let's hypothetically say you came back to life and you looked like a fellow I've met named Scott Curtis. Who would play him in a movie?
I'm thinking, who would play me would obviously be George Clooney.
But who would play Scott?
Who would play Scott would be like if you took Dan Aykroyd and Will Ferrell and just put them in like what you remember those creepy crawler molds. If you just made them into a liquid and put them into a creepy crawler mold, then it would come out as Scott because there's something wrong with him.
I see a very apathetic Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
I was thinking a tall Howie Mandel would play Scott.
Excellent. Hey, Jimmy Crump said Billy Corgan, and Jimmy, you just nailed that, you motherfucker. I don't know who you are, but I like you now.
next week's guest.
Send Scott a friend request. Holy shit. So Dean's getting tired. This whole Frozen thing is really getting on him, and I'm not talking about Frozen the movie because he never watched it.
Let that go.
He doesn't watch any Star Wars movies or any of those stupid comic book movies either. Let's bring Scott back to close this show out.
Yay, Scott.
Yeah, Scott, I'm a little dude.
Oh, I can't stop seeing Billy Corgan. Or The Rock, one of the two.
Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in the cage.
I hear you gotta. If you hold your nose, it would be. It would more like him.
Pretty good.
Really good. Hey, was Dean okay?
Dean was a blast.
Okay.
I'm a little worried about him.
Are you?
He's bitter.
Seems like he's suffering from a little brain freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had some great stories about Sammy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I tell you what, the thing I really like about Dean is he's pretty quiet around the house. I mean, he's like a boarder here. I mean, he pays rent and stuff like that, and he's working down the street at the 7-Eleven. Nobody recognizes him, even though he's singing all the time, and very respectful, cleans up after himself, and just a lot of Jerry Lewis cursing under his breath. That's all I hear. Yeah.
As expected.
Yeah.
I didn't know all that about you, Scott. That's interesting.
What about the stench of cigarettes? Are you a cigarette smoker, Scott?
Hey, that's a great question. I almost went back into Dean. I started smoking when I was 12 and I quit when I was 18. So I'm
what's
actually
that like having the nonstop secondhand smoking Dean Martin all over your house.
I actually kind of like it because I'm still a nicotine addict. I've got a nicotine pouch under my lip right now. But I got to tell you that I've been getting these health scans and blood tests and stuff like that.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
No, well, I do because I'm so goddamn healthy. I mean, I'm a nut because I stopped eating meat and cheese and stuff like that, and like it's almost like being a vegan.
Are you a vegan?
Yeah, no, almost like it.
70%.
Did you tell Micah this?
Yes, yeah, we talked about it last week, but Steve's a real vegan. But I gotta say, I'm thinking about starting smoking back up because something's got to kill me, and I want to die a slow, painful death. I don't want it to be like a quick get hit by a bus death. So yeah, I'm thinking about taking that back up.
Let me know Scott, when you want to die, we could just send you to Comic-Con and then you can stand on the street and talk shit about
Star Wars.
Pretty good.
You can shove that Thor up your ass.
Sounds like it might be Scottish. British?
What?
Curtis.
What?
What's Curtis? What
funny story. So I'm
Actually,
going to
I
bring
love those.
This is a great story. I'm going to bring Chris back up because he is Scottish.
Oh yeah,
and I really like him. The reason I got the name Scott was because the gentleman who introduced my mom and dad, or not the gentleman, the woman who introduced my mom and dad, I've been drinking too, was Scottish. So she was Scottish, and they couldn't name me Gladys or whatever her name was, so they named me Scott for her country of origin. So yeah, and oftentimes my name is Scott James Curtis. Oftentimes people call me Curtis because they think that's my first name, and that's not funny. I mean, there's no reason to pursue that, but yeah, it's true.
Well, you have something in common, though, with Dean Martin. You have two first names.
Oh.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
Firsties. We can call you Firsties.
He didn't take alcoholism. So there's that.
Yeah, there's that. There's that. Scotland.
Chris does. Scotland is in the UK.
That's an inside joke that takes way too much explaining to do and makes me look Silly.
Hey, Scott.
Dude, you look great. Hey, Steve.
You said, was it Scott Curtis that smoked cigarettes from 12 to 18?
You got it, baby.
So that whole old wives' tale, or your mom's saying, "Hey, that's going to stunt your growth," that's not true then.
No, and she smoked the whole time she was pregnant for me. So.
Oh wow. Is she tall?
I guess I was going to be like 7'2" or something.
So she saved your life. You would have been dead by now.
Damn straight.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
She saved your
Andre
life
the
for
Giant having to drink a
basketball
keg of beer to get drunk every night.
I love that guy.
I got to tell you, every day I miss cigarettes. I love smoking cigarettes.
Secondhand smoke is delicious, is it not?
Yep.
I've never smoked a cigarette in my life.
Oh my God. If you
Never.
have and you quit, it's gross on people's clothes. It's gross on like your curtains or like the walls of your house. But when somebody's smoking a cigarette and they blow it in your face, that's just so delicious.
You hate it and you love it at the same time. It's just
I love
like,
it and I love it.
yeah. Just like people are with me. I mean, it's a love-hate relationship, mostly hate.
Yeah, I smoked in high school and quit shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't afford cigarettes and pot at the same time, so I had to give up one.
Yeah, the big one.
Gotta get a
wisely.
hustle.
And smoke wasn't doing nothing for me, so.
You know, that's really good because speaking of kayaking, my wife and I actually do kayak. We were kayaking in Lakeville, which is the little tiny town, no stoplight that I grew up in, on a couple lakes there. And we got through one lake, and there's a really long channel. We got to the next lake, and I saw a dock there, and I said, well, that must be another public dock that we don't know about. And then we got closer. I said, oh, that's the Lakeville Conservation Club where I smoked my first joint. So that it was really kind of taking me back. I was feeling good about that. I'm really having fun with you guys. I like you guys, and if you ever want to come over, if you're in Mishawaka, I've usually got like a very small amount of whiskey left in a bottle because I can't finish it, and there's usually beer, and that's it. I've got the same bottle, PJ.
No.
Evan Williams is the best cheap whiskey in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think I
proof,
could
and it's like $5.
GPS to get there.
PJ, we're making a connection here. I'm really glad you
feel
got your internet because I like you.
Yeah. I like you too, man.
Yeah, something's happening.
Something is happening. Fuck these other three people. Let's just like let's
yeah, as a matter of
can't
fact,
take a joke. Oh my
let's just do
Groans.
this. We don't need them, do we?
We don't need them at all. I would love to come do some open mics out in where the fuck I am.
I'm in Mishawaka, Indiana. There's only one open mic by me, and that's in South Bend, and it's still not going. So just wait.
So I'm gonna invite you to Boston.
Yeah.
And the rest of these suckers, I'll invite them too. But I feel like would you even show? Would you even show?
I would.
Would I show? Nobody has to throw a gauntlet to me.
I've been to Boston a few times. My wife's from up there, so we go visit every once in a while.
Renewed my faith in you, Jody. Yeah, I still feel the same about you.
Hey, Jimmy, I'm from Lakeville, Indiana.
Indiana.
No stoplight. Hey, this has been a lot of fun, but I really got to ask you guys, what's on your mind? Hey, Jody, what's on your mind, buddy?
Come back to me.
Hey, Bob, what's on your mind?
It's the 27th anniversary of the X-Files.
Oh, 10/13.
Okay.
Yeah. One of my favorite shows of all time. Until they really just went off the fucking deep end toward the end there. You know, I still think that the Cancer Man, like one of the best. You were talking about cigarette smoking, of course.
Smoking Man.
Smoking Man. Yeah.
Okay, yes. It depends on which lore you're reading. First off, it was originally called the Cancer Man, but then they got in trouble So they had to change it to the cigarette smoking man because the cigarette lobby was like, you can't call him the cancer man. There's no proof.
Wait, did you read the X-Files before you watched it?
You mean they were books?
No, they're not books. There was press releases.
Oh, oh okay.
What the hell?
Get him, Bob.
There's a fuckload of fan fiction too.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, but I mean, I got an orgasm sometime.
Bad boy.
So fan fiction is all I've got for that. So
Nice.
Yeah, and then you have David Duchovny, who's just this horrible person, and of course Gillian Anderson is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tiger Fowler, get him, Bob.
Yeah.
That's right. Don't even get me started on that.
Hey,
Bob.
Bob.
Californication?
No.
You didn't like Californication?
I didn't watch it.
Pat,
Bob.
say something in the comments.
Bob, I'm also a X-Files fan, and Chris Carter's birthday is 10/13. The production company's 10/13, and I see 10/13 on the clock almost twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day.
Wow, you should probably get that checked out.
Yeah.
I was flying back from the UK once, and I saw it, and I saw it 3 times that day. But anyway.
Yeah, I gotta say, Bob, I hate Star Wars movies, as Dean probably told you.
Yeah.
I'm not big on comic book movies. I'll watch one here and there, and then people will yell at me because I didn't watch the other one. But I don't care. I don't care what happened in the other one that talks about this one. I just don't care. But X-Files, I have watched that series straight through 3 times, baby.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like when the first season came out, I was like, "Oh, this show's brilliant. It'll never last."
Yeah,
and it didn't. Like Fox just kept it going for like 4 years with no audience. Just
There are boobs in Californication. Thank you, Patrick.
There's boobs in this live chat. Doesn't mean I want to waste my time with them. For what? I've seen boobs. Unlike you, Patrick, I've seen boobs before.
Smile.
All right.
Something. Police report on a
less time in your swivel chair, Patrick. More time getting some ladies.
Hey, Californication was great, man. He was a comedy writer. If who could relate to that?
No one in this room.
Yep.
You know that David Duchovny was just his master's thesis away from getting his master's. He just decided not to do it.
Well, I think he's got like a PhD in English literature, actually.
Oh, okay. He was a PhD, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe he finished it. I don't know.
He did. He eventually
right?
That pretentious fuck.
Yeah. I listened to an old podcast, so maybe I'm wrong.
Oh,
But
very literary hobby.
If you have a PhD in literature, does that mean you can fix broken writing? Send them to PJ.
No.
He doesn't know about word economy. Let's put it that way.
Oh, good God, no. I follow the Gary Gulman strategy where you can say the same word 16 times in a row and make it funnier each time. You know the rules enough to break them. And that's
not David Duchovny.
You guys are all going to be big stars, so don't worry about it. The only thing
I haven't even done a show yet.
The only last words I have about David Duchovny is I don't care how pretentious he is. He is on my hall pass. So
wait, yours or for your wife?
No, me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Used to be David Bowie, but
maybe Dean Martin and David Bowie can get together.
Yeah, no doubt. So, Steve, since you're talking, what's on your mind, my friend?
I mean, this isn't really a bit, but this week I've been getting multiple Instagram ads for the Boy Scout abuse hotline. And I've been wondering, I'm like, wait, did I suppress the abuse, or did I forget that I was in the Boy Scouts? Like, why me? Why me? So I'm trying to figure that out. What I clicked on at some point, I don't know.
You need like a hypnotist to get to unearth those memories.
I'm hoping. I mean, there's money in it, right?
Rubbing 2 sticks together was not about making a fire.
I was a skinny kid. but honestly, like it's kind of scary because they're always listening on your phone and your apps. But like, what made that pop up? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's so funny, Steve, because the same stuff's been popping up on mine too. And
Wait, what do you think?
Well,
are.
We're so much alike, but the big thing is I was a Boy Scout for a short period of time.
And
yes, and I didn't care for it.
Oh, were you an ugly kid?
Oh yes, yeah.
We're comics. We all were.
Very awkward. I was very awkward.
You know you're an ugly kid when you get picked last by the molesters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know,
the worst.
They're like, I want Johnny on my team. Oh, I'll take Scott.
If you go to Catholic school and had good memories, you were super ugly.
Hey PJ, what's on your mind?
All types of stuff that I don't want to mention with an audience, but I will say that my my Twitter, where you can follow me and find me, is at the real PJ Keen. I have a couple shows coming up in real life, not Zoom, that I'm so excited about, but I'm not even going to mention because it's like 100% or it's 90%, and I don't want to jinx that 10%. I can't wait to get off Zoom and back on stage. I host a virtual green room every Thursday. What day is it?
Thursday.
Just so happens to be Thursday, and it just so happens to be. Is it 9 o'clock? No, I get 8 minutes, 5 minutes. I host a virtual green room because what comics, I think, in my opinion, when I insert myself into everybody's brain and think for them, is that we miss that camaraderie of being backstage and being, shooting shit, roasting, talking shit, and just having fun in a safe space. And that's what I do. I don't host an open mic. I don't host this or that. I host a green room. And you can just show up, hang out. It's open for like 4 hours, and we all just kind of get fucked up and just have fun and make fun of each other. And the link is on my Twitter. The link is on the Hot Breath Writing page. The link is going to be on my Facebook, and it's just called the Virtual Green Room. And I have some special guests planned for tonight. Whether or not they stick to their side of the plan is not up to me, but we'll see.
Hey PJ. Hey. Are you listening?
I'm listening, buddy.
Do you like me?
I love you.
Okay, great. Jody, you motorcycle riding son of a bitch. Have you found out what's on your mind yet?
Yeah, it took a minute. I just want to say that everybody's all bummed out about this pandemic, but I actually think it's probably done some good for the comic community, because before the pandemic, I would go to the open mics, see the same 30 comics over and over again, friends with maybe 5 of them. But since the pandemic, I've met people all over the country, some from other parts of the world. So the networking and connections is really blossomed since this pandemic has come out. So I don't like that we had to shut down, but I think it's a good thing for comedy in the long run.
Yeah. Well done, man. I wouldn't even be doing comedy if it wasn't for the pandemic, oddly enough. I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you be like an accountant?
Yeah.
What? Serial killer.
Would you be like an accountant?
Room.
You know what? Every time I go on stage, somebody makes like an accountant joke or a lawyer joke about me.
Because you wear a suit.
Yeah, I do. I do wear a suit, so there's that. But yeah.
So my opening line used to be, do I look more like an accountant or a high school basketball coach? And everybody went for accountant. So
yeah, I would usually open up with something really dark and then be like, I know that's kind of like hard to hear from your vice principal. But, nice. Yeah, because that's usually how it is. I'm usually I'm almost always the oldest comic there. There's maybe 1 or 2 guys older than me.
Hey, you need me to show up.
Well, yeah, you're not that old. You're only a few years older than me, I think, right? So,
I'm 56, baby.
oh, 56. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
I told you I was healthy.
Yeah.
I think I'm the youngest one here.
So.
My
Excellent.
behavior is excusable because I just I have no idea what I'm doing.
Internet again.
So here's what I want to say. First of all, I want to say that I posted the link for Garrett Elzinga's YouTube special that is premiering right now. So if you want to get out and watch that, I'm not going to be mad. The other thing is I posted my Patreon link. Steve is obviously my first Patreon subscriber. If you'd like to be on Patreon, I've got some stuff up there, and there's going to be more stuff, including some merch coming up. I'm having some merch designed. So would love to have you. Take a look at Steve. That's a behind the bits mask, baby.
Oh, hell yeah.
You mean he could have been wearing that this whole time?
Yeah.
And
I didn't even ask him to make it. He did that all on his own.
Wow.
I'm impressed.
I made it out of a thong.
Oh
yeah.
The gumption it took to make that mask. I'm very impressed.
Yeah. And if you don't want to watch Garrett's thing, go to PJ's thing. And I'll probably go to PJ's thing because Garrett gave me an advance copy of his thing. So whatever. The only thing I have to say is, as a 56-year-old man and an official boomer, Black Lives Matter. Trump lies all the time, and vote blue no matter who, please.
Wow.
This has got to happen.
Amen.
That's all I got to say. So thank you guys for being on the show. This is a great one. Obviously, there's going to be no show next week, and the show on the following week, on the 24th, is going to be me and a bunch of Plano comic festival comics getting together and just talking about the festival and what comedy's like and stuff like that. So I'm excited about that. And then we're going to be back on the regular show on October 2nd. So but don't stop listening to the podcast. One thing I gotta say is my popularity has blossomed in the last few weeks, and anything we can do to make that better, to do that. So that means if you've listened to all 36 or 38 episodes, just download them again. Because that really helps. Give me a review on the Apple Podcast thing and help that out, because whatever I can do to keep this going. The whole reason I do this is to help comedians learn, and also make sure that comedians get discovered and do the best that they can. So I'm doing it for you. And if you give me a little bit of money, it'll help me do it better. And if you listen to the podcast, it'll help me get sponsors. So that's what I'm looking for.
Hell yeah.
Scott, real quick, the last couple of guests you've had have been fantastic, and they've offered a lot of insight in the comedy world and business, and I really appreciate it. So thank you. I've learned a few things from the last few weeks. So thank you.
Thank you. It's really getting to be. I really enjoy doing it, but I'm meeting some people and getting hooked up with some people that are really willing to talk about what the comedy business is all about, and we also talk about what it's about now and stuff like that. So it's been a real great ride so far. I don't like to say the word journey because everybody says that, but it's been a lot of fun, and I've got some great stuff coming up too.
Yeah. I don't think I'd ever lower myself to do any product placement or anything.
It's like that scene out of Wayne's World.
Neither would I.
Oh, damn.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being on the show. And if you don't go over to PJ's thing, then go over to Garrett's thing. And his album is going to be, it's called Slight Return. It's going to be available on Bandcamp tomorrow.
Go to Garrett's thing and then mine after, because we're going to be up all night, man.
Yeah. I got to tell you that Garrett is one of the good guys. And if you listen to his stuff, it's on Spotify right now. If you listen to his stuff and go buy his stuff, you're giving it to one of the good guys. So he's definitely a fantastic comic. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for listening to the podcast. I love you all. We are not live anymore.